Christi here with Little Salty Homesteader. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. There's some bees fluttering around here. Today I am back with another weekly garden update. Now, not much has changed since last week, but there are some things that the cooler temperatures have definitely helped out. So let's go take a look and see what's going on. All right, we're kicking things off over here in the tomato patch where I have cleaned up most of the tomatoes, so I'm not really sure why I'm still calling it that, but here we are in this raised bed area. So with the cooler temps, it has been 90 degrees or less for the last week or so, which has been absolutely fabulous. We got 2 inches of rain earlier this week, which was also fabulous. So all of the tomato plants that I do have left have a ton of new, healthy, beautiful, leafy growth. And a lot of the plants are really putting on a lot of blooms right now. Hopefully we get some fruit set and then we'll get another flush of tomatoes, weirdly enough, in August. It is late July now. So really cool that this is happening at this point of the summer. Another thing that is doing really well are the eggplants here. Now I am battling a flea beetle issue. I need to come out and spray insecticidal soap. I just haven't done it yet. I keep forgetting. It's on my to-do list to do today, so hopefully I can take care of that here in just a little while. But these Black Beauty eggplants have quite a few eggplants on them, and for the first time they're actually growing to be like a normal sized eggplant. Before they were turning pretty orange before they would even, whenever they would get about this size, they would just turn orange and they wouldn't get any bigger. It looks like they're finally starting to grow bigger than that, so that's really cool. Also, good things happening are the cowpeas are really just growing right along. I'm harvesting several a day now, shelling them indoors, dehydrating them on just a tray sitting out in my kitchen. I'll try to remember to show that at the end of the video. Howdy, you getting some grass? Hello. Over here I have a mushroom farm. No, I'm just joking. What actually is direct sown here is the purple early sprouting broccoli. This type of broccoli you direct sow, and it really enjoys the cold temperatures in winter, and then in spring you get what is essentially kind of like broccoli rabe, but it's purple and really cute. So I'm excited about that. I just direct sowed those 2 days ago. Well, Logan did, he helped me. So hopefully they will sprout soon. This Thai basil is a glorious mound. And then we have like really pretty oregano flowers here. Let's see if I can show you guys. Kind of all over the oregano plant. This one back here, really cute. So overall, these raised beds are doing pretty healthy. Like I said, the cooler temps have really helped things a lot. This cowpea on the end that gets the most sun and the most heat compared to the other ones is really showing off and showing out. So pretty cool. This profusion zinnia is going to be blooming soon, and I can't remember which one is planted there, so I guess we'll find out whenever it opens. And then this front one, later today, Lily and I are going to be harvesting some of this Persian basil here that the bees are all over. I don't know, see if I can zoom in so you guys can see that. They're just all over. It's awesome. We're going to try to harvest some of this basil without getting stung to make some pink basil limeade. I don't have enough lemons, but I have enough limes. So we're gonna shoot for limeade, and it'll be pink, and I think Lily's gonna be really excited about that. So that's something we're gonna be doing this afternoon. The lime basil is another glorious mound of basil. Also has bees. And then over here, there's a couple of tomato plants over here. There is some new healthy growth, and then there's also some spider mites. So I need to come through and spray that really heavily. See if I can save the rest of the plant. It is blooming though, so maybe we'll get some Italian heirloom tomatoes, another round of those. We'll see. So here we go. Blooming. But, you know, in these 3 beds, like I said, not too much has changed, but there are things that are healthier because of the drop in temperatures and the rain that we had earlier this week. So I just wanted to take a minute to highlight that. And the bees are really happy with that basil today. Oh my goodness. Over here, boy, these seem to really have filled in since last week's garden update. I feel like there was like more open space in there, and they're just really filled in now, just after just a week. So along the back row is okra, of course, and then along the front is sweet peppers, and then in the middle is basils, and then there might be a couple of marigold plants. There's 2 in this bed. I can't remember if there's any left. I think there's 1 left in that bed down there. But look at this. This is just like really lush. I cannot believe how lush this is at the end of July. But the okra is starting to get quite tall. This one at this end is taller than the fence now. The fence is 6 foot, just for reference. Then we have this beautiful cardinal basil. I just love the flower heads on this so much. The bees haven't been as attracted to this one. I mean, I've seen a few over here, but I've also seen a spider over here, so maybe that's why. They're like, that seems dangerous. One plant that I do have over here that's kind of being drowned out by this fluffy cardinal basil is the habanada pepper on the end. It looks like I have a few ripe ones that I need to come harvest again. And then I have 4 banana pepper plants that I also need to harvest. They're still out here from last week and the week before, I think. I need to get some jars, so that's why I haven't harvested them yet, so that I can pickle these. And look, more blooms. These plants are crazy. If you want a prolific pepper plant, plant a banana pepper. Goodness gracious. Okay, so this one is red opal basil, or purple opal basil, something like that. It was kind of drowned out by something that was planted here, and then I cut that plant out, and then this one has just really taken off. So I'll be able to use some of these purple leaves in the limeade with Lily today, and that'll be really cool. And then I have 2 more planted in here because I really wanted to make sure she was gonna have enough pink lemonade or pink limeade. Then these 4 pepper plants are all bell peppers. I've been keeping it pretty harvested to use for fajitas and stir fries. So there's only maybe, looks like there's only the 1 that's currently growing, but there are blooms and more little babies, so there'll be more soon. And then there's a wee little squash growing right there. And I can't remember what kind that is. I never went back to the other video to see, but I will look it up and try to put it in a little word blurb. Okay, now let's talk about this quad right here, because it's starting to have some issues. I mean, aside from not giving me any female blossoms for squash, it looks like maybe squash vine borers are making their way into the plant. I don't know if you can see the frass right there. Oops. Let's see. I don't know if you can see the frass right there. I have been picking squash bug eggs off every single day off of this Black Beauty zucchini plant. I have also been searching pretty diligently for squash vine borer eggs, but it looks like I probably missed one. So I'm probably gonna end up just cutting that squash plant out since it's not providing any food anyway. This one, I have not looked, but it looks like I need to start, because that looks like a squash vine borer egg right there, and that is grody. I'm gonna go ahead and scrape that off so it doesn't hatch. And same story with this, no female flowers. I don't understand what's up with that. It looks like maybe I might be too late on that one too. So I'll probably just cut both of them down today and just move on. I have more seeds planted. There's currently 3 squash plants growing in other beds. So, you know, chalk this up as a loss, get it ready for fall planting. Not really sure what I'm gonna plant in here yet, but at least I'll have the space available. Really frustrating, but I'm not gonna give up on attempting to grow squash. They say it's one of the easiest vegetables to grow. I want to know who they is and why they say it's so easy, because it has been a struggle for me, and I feel like I know for sure it's been a struggle for another one of my friends this year too. So maybe it's not as easy as they say it is. I don't know. If you guys have successfully grown squash, what is your secret? Because I can't do it. I can't seem to do it. Okay. This bed is sort of a repeat of that one. We have okra, sweet peppers, basil, marigolds, happy little bees fluttering through. What pepper plant this is Lecia, and I love these. I love the shape of these. I also use these in fajitas and stir fry. They haven't made it to the paprika stage yet because we just keep eating them. They're really actually pretty good compared to other sweet peppers. And then these are the mulatto isleno peppers, and they are supposed to be like a brown poblano type. Now, they are more like shishito in shape. However, the flavor has been pretty poblano-like. I used a ton of green ones the other day to make white chicken chili, and then I have been dehydrating and grinding up the ripe ones to use as chili powder, and that has been great. I've been using it in my fajita marinades, and they've turned out really well. So while I am a little disappointed that they're not as large as poblano peppers, the plants are pretty prolific, and they, you know, as you can see, there's a ton more blooms about to happen. There's fruit set all over. There's another one that's trying to ripen down low on the plant. So I've harvested several dozen. I've made chili powder. I've made fajitas. I've used, like I said, I've used the green ones in place of poblano. So I'm not disappointed from that end. I just thought they were going to be bigger like the traditional ancho poblanos are. But that's okay. The flavor is pretty good. So if you have these, go ahead and give them a try. They smell really good whenever you're grinding them up. And you can use them green or ripe or however you wish. They're pretty versatile. Now I have some astronomically tall basil here that I need to cut back. I need to probably chop it down to about here, and then get the rest of this dehydrating in my kitchen over the dining room window. I need to add it to my to-do list today while I'm out here harvesting purple lettuce with Lily. This basil is super healthy, super lush. I think these cooler temps have really helped it to not overheat and get stressed out. This lettuce basil, I have cut it back, but it's got a lot of like fungal spots, so trying not to irritate or anger any bees. So I may cut this down and sort of give some more airflow to that tarragon that's back there, the peppers that are up here. I don't know. Maybe just give it a good haircut again. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the top leaves all look pretty good. It's just the bottom ones. So maybe give it like an undercut. All right, so these two okra plants are the tallest ones that I have. These are Alabama Red, and whoa, check out this robber fly. Oh, it buzzed away. I don't know if you guys got to see it or not, but I think it had a bee, which is kind of the downfall of a robber fly, but they also eat bad bugs. So, you know, kind of, are you willing to trade off the good for the bad or whatever? And then I have a purple ruffles basil in here that's doing really good. And then a profusion zinnia there. The blue spice basil, also a beautiful luscious mound of basil there. These two on the end are purple beauty. Looks like we have blooms. Okay. All right, this one's finally starting to bloom. I've only harvested a couple off of it. It always seems to lag behind the California Wonder Bell peppers. So I'm not, you know, like super surprised or disappointed or anything. I'm actually happy to see those blooms. And then we have Ajvarsky on this one. I have also been harvesting and using green with fajitas and stir fries and whatever else I happen to need bell pepper for. It has worked out fantastically. Look at these okra. I just harvested this morning. This evening I'm gonna have to get this one and that one. This morning they were much shorter, but that's the thing about okra is they grow quick. Once they start setting fruit, man, you gotta check them twice a day because they will grow very quickly. All right, so on these two on the end, we're reaching the point where I have to actually pull it over to harvest it, which is really hysterical. As it gets to be like 11, 12 foot tall, it's trying to bend a tree down to get the top leaves. I'm not a giraffe, so it gets really funny to try to harvest these as these turn more into okra trees and less into okra bushes. Now these two are still a little bit short. There's one back here. I think maybe they were choked out of sunlight for a little while. They are catching up. They are moving, you know, trying to catch up to the other ones a bit. One okra plant that I actually haven't talked about much. Let's see if I can make it back there. It's sort of jungly to get through here to get to the back. Okay, so even though this is like a good 3 feet away from the fence, because of how lush everything is, walking through is a trip. And yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Made it through the jungle. Yeah, you can see how this squash is starting to get really sad and floppy. I'll just cut it down later today and try to get rid of, there's a squash bug there. You can see it. How rude. Yeah, I will cut that out. Okay. All right, so this okra is a heavy hitter okra. What did I have? This was where the cucumber and these radishes, more of these radishes were that white icicle radish. A storm came through and blew the white icicle radish over, and it kind of broke the stalk of this heavy hitter okra, but it didn't kill the plant. It grew like a new stalk from down low here, and it's growing up and it's gonna start blooming soon. And then this one that it kind of broke off just sort of turned and is now just facing towards the sky and still growing. So I'm just, at this point, I'm just seeing what happens with it. I don't expect, you know, a whole heck of a lot of harvest from it because it did have to basically regrow itself. But it is cool that it did regrow itself, and it looks like it's a pretty healthy plant. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that to see what happens. And you little jerky bug, or jerky bug, you jerk. Okay, make our way back through the jungle here. Okay, so Benary's giant. This one is about to bloom. I think maybe this is scarlet. I really should have written down what I planted where, but clearly I didn't. I think that's scarlet. And then there's another one over here. Maybe wine. We'll see whenever it blooms. It's not going to be very long. So yay. Over here is the replanted sunflower patch. You can see that a lot of stuff has sprouted. Every pocket has little baby sunflowers in it, except that one. And I don't know why. Maybe the germination rate of the chocolate cherry is lower. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I need to get fresh seeds on that one. I don't know, but it's going to be great regardless because there's still several that are growing in all the other pockets. So it's still going to be quite lovely once they start growing and blooming. The flower bed has really filled in a lot since last week. I was out here earlier and I was just thinking to myself, wow, it seems really full. There's not a whole lot blooming at the moment. It's still just the same stuff that it has been, but the zinnias have really put on a lot of height. The cosmos that were transplanted in have also put on a lot of height. These profusion zinnias are getting ready to bloom. There's some sunflowers here that are getting ready to bloom. So before too long, there's going to be more blooming life in here, which is going to be absolutely beautiful. The stuff that I recently planted in here has like a red, purple, coral, yellow, orange type color palette, really trying to bring in the colors of fall. Obviously yellow from the sunflowers, if I didn't say that. So it's going to be really beautiful. Obviously the zinnias will continue to bloom as we cut blooms off. It's a cut and come again flower, so that will be really great. The sunflowers will only have one bloom on each, but they'll be happy little flowers while they're here. And I see some more profusion that are going to be blooming soon. None of the Benary's in the bed look like they're ready yet. The Benary's giant. This is Gomfrey. No, this is a milkweed, I think. Not sure where the Gomfrina is that I planted in here. This one. This one is Gomfrina, and then there's another Gomfrina. There's a few in here, and then there's some up front. So over here is a bunch of volunteer marigolds, and I am actually going to have to just pull them all out. So there used to be marigolds in this green stalk, and I would just deadhead the flowers and throw them onto the patio, much like you see right there. And the wind and rain and whatever else blew those deadheaded flowers, like right here, into here, and they sprouted, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Volunteer plants are always great plants. They're really resilient. However, these are right in the walkway, and it's gonna make it very difficult to walk from the patio into the yard. So I'm gonna have to pull them up, and these, maybe I can sprinkle them elsewhere to try to get marigolds in other places. That guy just stabbed me. It's a violent little plant. It's got thorns on it. So I was just trying to chunk some marigold seeds and it attacked me. Maybe it was being defensive. I don't know. I wasn't coming for you, plant. This is the eggplant on a stick. It's typically used for like Halloween and fall decor, fall flower arrangements, stuff like that. So that's why I'm growing it. It takes all season, but it's really cute, and it's really healthy. It's part of the eggplant family. It's actually an ornamental eggplant, but it looks like little pumpkins because they're orange. And then the feverfew is really blooming. I need to research before I harvest and start using, because I want to make sure that, you know, I use it correctly and all that. So, but I do believe it has medicinal properties. This is Gaillardia. I believe this is double sunset. The blooms on it are really fun, kind of spacey, and then it turns into these little puff balls after it's done blooming. So you kind of get like a dual ornamental type thing here, which is really cool. More sunflowers getting ready to bloom. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of the zinnias on this end are ready either, except for maybe the profusion or gearing up for their blooms. The milkweed is starting to get quite tall, and there's a lot of oleander aphids on these, but I think that's like a ladybug larva of some type. So I'm not too concerned with it because the ladybugs will come and take care of that. The Sahara Rudbeckia is still, these are such long-lasting blooms. They've been on here for several weeks and they are so lovely. On to the green stalks. So this is field peas and cow peas. I'm also harvesting several a day from over here. Pull that one off. It's starting to dry. So the main varieties that I have been harvesting are the Phenomenal, which are the green ones, and then the purple whole pink eye, which is the ones that are red here. That's the bulk of what I've been harvesting. I have harvested a few field peas, and I have planted more field peas on the top 2 tiers, so we'll be getting more of those. This is in my quest to grow my own luck this year, and I will have enough to share with my mom and my grandma so that they'll have some luck too. New Year's tradition in the South is to eat black-eyed peas on New Year's Day for luck. So, all right, so we have, this is the purple whole pink eye. Whenever it is completely ripe, it turns like a burgundy color. So that's kind of where it gets its name. More Benary's giant planted in this planter here where the light pole is, and then some random mystery plants. I don't know what that is. We'll see. Sweet alyssum, more zinnias. Pretty cool. Okay, so this one probably has the biggest update compared to last week. I did cut out the yellow marigolds that were remaining in here, which has cleared up some room and given some airspace for some of these other pepper plants to really take off and grow. Like this, what is this? Hot wax, Hungarian wax pepper. Last week it was only like this tall, so it's grown that much just since clearing out the marigolds, fertilizing it, and then the rainwater. But I want to just take a minute to show you guys all the blooms that are happening, and I'm sure that this is a combination of cooler temperatures, fertilizing regularly, and the rain that we got this week. I'm not saying it's 100% the gardener here. A lot of this has to do with nature itself, but look at this Mexibel. This one is insane. It's got all these little baby peppers on it. It's got a ton of little blooms. And so this is like a tiny bell pepper. It's only like this big. And it's a bit spicy. It's not, you know, super duper hot, but it does have a little bit of a kick to it. So I'm excited about that. I'll dehydrate it and crush it up for crushed red pepper. Look at this Buena Mulata starting to ripen. And I always love to see the different stages that these go through as they ripen, because it reminds me of a sunset with all the different peaches and oranges and purples and stuff. It's really cool. But we have lemon jalapeno, and look, this one is covered in blooms too. Serrano over here, just absolutely loaded. Looks like the cayenne is starting to bloom out really good. I mean, I am just absolutely tickled pink with how much these plants are blooming, because it's been a struggle all year to get a decent pepper harvest. The mushroom pepper has been probably the most prolific, because it started and it hasn't quit. And I've just been dehydrating and crushing it up for crushed red pepper. But that's so cute. Okay. So, yes, I am just enamored with how much better this plant looks. How much better this whole green stalk looks. So many more blooms. Look at this jalapeno plant. It's just like completely covered in blooms all the way down. Really cool. Then we have the rattlesnake pepper here that's also covered in blooms and baby peppers. All the way on down. I think that's a jalapeno. Pumpkin spice there. So this one will ripen to a burnt orange color. And then the sugar rush peach. I see some more blooms on it and some baby peppers. So super exciting. That makes me so happy. So happy. Then my beautiful lime tree. So these are starting to get some good size to them. I mean, they're not ready yet by any means. They've still got some growing to do. But now the tree has decided that it wants to bloom again. So it's getting ready to put on some more blooms, which hopefully means some more limes, which hopefully turns into more margaritas, because a Christi with a margarita is a happy Christi. So yeah, you can see where it's starting to develop some blooms in a few places. We have lots of new leaf growth here. I did fertilize it pretty heavy with granulated fertilizer, and then yesterday I came through with liquid fertilizer as well. So it is getting fed pretty heavily right now, especially while it's trying to grow some fruit. Then the random hodgepodge green stalk. Now, I have had a bit of an issue with ants in this green stalk. They love the okra, and see if I can find one that they just like. Says this one they just nibbled all over, and it's ugly and deformed, and I don't even know if it's going to grow past that point. We have bees over here in the basils. Whoever lives near me with bees, they're happy, okay? You can keep sending them over here. I have basil for them. But other than the ants, everything in here is doing pretty well. I did fertilize both with granulated last week and then liquid yesterday. So should start to see some increased okra in here. Now, the ants were living in the very top tier, like the entire top tier. So I had to flood it with some orange oil diluted in water, and hopefully that scared them away. No, I can see one crawling along there. I'll do it again whenever this dries out a little bit. It's pretty drenched from the rain, the fertilizer, and the orange oil from yesterday. So I'll let it dry out a little bit and then I'll flood it again. But this lemon habanero looks like it's about to go nuts blooming. Hopefully these other habaneros follow closely behind. Looks like maybe they're starting to form the flower buds there. This one's really bushy, but I don't know. Okay, here we go. Back here we're starting to form some flower heads. So hopefully we get some habaneros soon. Carolina Reaper still looks like the ants moved from those tiers to this one. So I'll just have to keep flooding the whole thing with orange oil, it looks like, but that's fine. That's okay. It's okay. All right, back here, a perennial flower zone, except for those zinnias, of course, those are annuals. This one, I Just fertilized yesterday with fish emulsion fertilizer, so hopefully we see a slowdown on the yellowing of leaves. I also fertilized it with granulated fertilizer last week. I also added more healthy soil to the container last week. I think that I need to just get a bigger container like that one that the lime tree is going to move into and give it some more room. I think it's just going to struggle until I do that, so that's on the to-do list. This oak leaf hydrangea is looking really good. It's grown so much this year. At the beginning of the year, it was probably only like 6 inches tall, so it's grown that much this year. It's pretty amazing. I will probably need to get it a container as well to go ahead and up pot it. And then this is Logan's mum. It looks a little crappy right now because it's hot and mums don't really like the super hot heat, but I did prune it back quite a bit, and it's been fertilized. It's got some new soil in there, so it should bounce back for the fall just fine. Right. Anyway, that is the late July garden, and it is looking lush and beautiful. Here we go. You can kind of see what I was talking about with the colors of the sunset there. But that's it. That is the update for this week. I am really happy with how the garden is looking this late in the growing season. It blows my mind how green everything still is. Thank you, Mother Nature, for not killing us with the heat at this point in June. It's coming next week though, so. Anyway, if you guys liked this week's garden update and you want to see more, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. It's greatly helping my channel. But until next time, go find a way to get those garden manicures. Bye!